Hello, everyone. There's really not too much to talk about this week. Things are pretty straightforward, and there's no new songs. And so, also know that if something is labeled Lindsay Smith, that is Lindsay Smith, Adam's wife. If it is Lindsay K, that is Jimmy Smith's wife. Just so that way things don't become too confusing. Just to put Lindsay and Lindsay, or just Lindsay Smith and Lindsay Smith, that'd be confusing as well. So, anyways, that's how things are divided up within Planning Center and whose names have what. So, Lindsay Smith will be leading Bigger Than, and she also will. Lindsay, I'll have you welcome us into our service, and so we'll do that, and then we'll jump into Bigger Than. So, verse 1, verse 2 will be you. We'll come in on that first chorus there together, and then really we're in all the way through the bridge because that bridge just kind of keeps going. We won't go out until that little down chorus out of that bridge. You are bigger than all my fears. And then as it builds up with the drums, we'll come back in with Lindsay and be in until the end of the song. Jumping into our scripture reading, really it's just going to be a very straightforward kind of scripture reading time. I'm just going to simply read that, and we'll jump right into Forever Rain from there. So Forever Rain, Jimmy, verse 1 and verse 2 will be you. We'll come in on that first chorus, and then we'll be in until the first two times through the bridge. That third time we'll jump in with you and then be in until the end of the song. But that song's pretty straightforward. Biggest thing about that song, Jimmy, is obviously it can be, it's wordy, but it's also not, because it's like you are and then it changes. So it's a wordy song in the fact of knowing how things flow, but it's also very repeatable because basically every line in the verse starts with you are. So anyways, we'll make sure that, words are good to go, and that way if you need to rely on the back screen, it's there for you. But from there, we'll have a next fade, not a crossfade, because we'll be going from B to C. And that'll get us into Yet Not I. So Lindsay K will be leading us in Yet Not I, but through Christ in me. Verse 1, Lindsay, you will lead that, and then we'll come in together onto This I Hold, My Hope Is Only Jesus with you. And then we'll be in until verse 4. And then we'll come in with Lindsay on, and day by day, I know he will renew me. And then be in until the very end of the song. And that's kind of it with that. I can't really think of anything else. But Lindsay, if you wouldn't mind, at the end of that, praying over, we're not necessarily going into a series. It's kind of just like we have two, in a way, standalone messages that are kind of going together. But I would hesitate to call it a series because it's just a short 2-week time before we jump into an evangelism series. So anyways, but just praying for us over these next 2 weeks, and as we get ready to kind of go back into normalcy when it comes to the break that we would have had with spring break, that would be great. And then from there, we'll jump into sermon bumper, and when we come back up, we will go into Hymn of Heaven. So we'll come in on chorus 1 together, and then be in until verse 3, there's verse 3, and then the repeat of verse 3. On that repeat of verse 3, we'll come in together and then be in until the end of the song. And then as far as the offertory time, more than likely, we'll jump in on chorus 2. So let it be today, we shout the hymn of heaven. And then probably do that one more time and we'll be done. So that is it for vocals. Band, this is where you will start the video. Not too much to talk about this week, to be honest with you. I know different people have different things going on, so just kind of a straightforward week is what I wanted to do. So countdown video happens. We'll jump right into Bigger Than, not changing anything on this song, playing it straightforward, playing the song in E flat. We'll jump into our scripture reading. I will take that. And then let's have you take the pads, the swells, that's what I was looking for, the swells behind the scripture reading, and then we'll jump into Forever Rain. Forever Rain is in B, not changing anything on this song either, playing it straight through, and then it'll be an automated fade, not a crossfade, but just like a next fade that counts us into Yet Not I. Same thing on this song, not changing anything as usual. When we get to that verse 4 portion, in day by day, really emphasizing that C chord, just to really start, like, we come in very boldly to then build it up, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, in day by day, I know he will, and then you start climbing that ladder back up. That's how I always like to do that dynamically. that's kind of it. That's the only note on that song. And then what we'll do is go down. We're not necessarily in a new series. We're kind of in like a 2-week little break, messages that go together, but I would hesitate to call it a series. But yeah, this week is about the cost of discipleship. And then in 2 weeks, we'll jump into an evangelism series. But anyways, all that being said, when we are finished with that, we'll come up for Hymn of Heaven. Not changing anything on this song, doing this song in D. And then as far as the offertory goes, I figured we would do chorus 2. So let it be today, which is a chorus out of that verse 3. And probably do the next repeat of that, which is chorus 3. And then we'll be done. All right? So that is it, everybody. I will see you guys Sunday morning. Have a great week, and see you.